Within your homeowner's policy, there is two types of policies that can be issued for your buyer. There's either a standard or basic policy, or there's your enhanced ALTA Homeowners Policy. So there's a difference of 22 coverages between these two. The basic policy covers 10 issues, and then the ALTA Homeowners Policy covers 32 issues. So with those 10 issues for the basic policy, it's going to cover very basic information as far as fraud, forgery, things of that nature. And then your homeowner's policy is going to cover things in a little bit more detail. I think the best example I can come up with that's a real life situation is on an ALTA homeowner's policy. If a neighbor one day comes and builds a fence on your yard, or a pool or a shed like that on your yard when you're gone on vacation, if you were to come back home and you didn't have the ALTA homeowner's policy, you wouldn't be covered for that. You'd have to cover the attorney fees and things of that nature to try to get your neighbor to remove his property off of, or whatever is on your property off your property. If you did have the enhanced policy in that part, that's when you would call your title company up and you'd say, hey, I'm at a loss of my property, and that's when it would trigger a claim. And that's where your title company would take care of that issue for you. And that would make your neighbor either pay you a little bit for deeding that land over, or they'd have to tear down their shed or tear down their pool or whatever they built on your policy. Now, when you are looking at your purchase agreement, you want to make sure that you're paying attention to the type of policy that is getting issued to your buyer. In that paragraph, it'll tell you whether it's going to be a basic standard policy or whether that's going to be an ALTA's homeowner's policy. Now, it's not the worst thing if the seller's only issuing a basic policy to you. Your buyer has a chance, just that one-time fee, to buy a higher policy, and usually, typically, it's less than $300-400 for that, just a one-time, and that's going to cover all those issues into the future. So those are kind of some general things about the owners and the basic policy, and we would love to connect with you guys if you want to learn more, and I'm sure you can get our information on the next slide.